Where the fuck is Roxie?
I mean, she's got to be here soon, right?
She's an hour and a half late. We only have the space for 15 more minutes.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I got confused about daylight savings. You know how it is. Oh, it's okay. I got this coffee 2 weeks ago.
Okay, first of all, it's January. Second of all, 2 weeks?
How is daylight savings time even remotely relevant right now?
Well, it's like, this is when the clock is an hour forward, right? Or like, no, it's an hour behind. Or wait, because of the savings, it's 2 hours.
So that would make you 3.5 hours late.
Oh. But no, because we're 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, except that none of this is relevant because we changed the clocks in November. So surely you've had some time to adjust.
Also, you have a phone.
Well, I don't trust my phone clock because they changed it.
Who's they?
I don't want to say on camera.
Have you just been showing up an hour and a half late to things for the last 2 months?
Yes.
And that's just working out fine for you?
I mean, most of those things I didn't really want to go to, so wait, shit.
What?
Just realized I turned 30.
Ooh, that's
Sorry.
too bad.
Alrighty, boys, we hereby reconvene our meeting to decide what time it's gonna be and when forever. Now, when we left off last week, we had decided on just keeping the time the same all year round, but I was thinking, what if we didn't do that?
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Oh, I like the sound of that as well.
So I'll just go ahead and add that to the document.
Now, I'd like to add an addendum here, if I may.
Caveat, as it were.
You may add your caveat, Chivas.
Now, see, here's what I'm thinking here, is instead of basing the clocks off of humans and whatever they're doing, we base it off the roosters instead.
Now that's an idea right there.
As we all know, roosters control time already.
That they do.
And I'm wondering, now if we go ahead and make time something not to the roosters' likings, what then?
What then, indeed?
Chivas, you make an excellent point. I must admit that I neglected to consider the fact that the roosters control the time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and change up a few of these hours here.
And if circumstances allow, I'd like to add an appendix onto what Chivas said.
A codicil, some might say.
You may add your codicil, Jebediah.
Now see, what I'm realizing here is that we have to think of the women here as well.
The what?
Oh,
Oh, but we don't ever think of them.
Course not, Chester, course not. But you see, as I was conversing with my wife, Chelizabeth, this past morn, it did occur to me that women's brains are naturally tipsy-turvy.
they all messed around.
They don't think normal.
So I'm thinking, we make the colder months, because those are the feminine months, as we all know.
The lady months, those are.
And for those female months, we make the time go backwards, so they can understand what's going on and such.
Well, now that is very considerate of you, Jebediah. So let's just go ahead and make those months go backwards. Now, I'd like to add an adjunct onto all of this.
A postlude, one could phrase it.
A supplement, such as it is.
You see, I have a social engagement coming up around November. This get-together is hosted by our mutual acquaintance, Chancey, whom not one of us likes. And I would just love an excuse to get out of that, if that's all right with you gentlemen.
That's fine by me.
Just fine, Chester.
So I'm thinking we just change the times all around, and then I can call up Chancey after the affair and say, oh, you know, I didn't realize that the times got all mixed up, and my mistake, and I couldn't make it, etc.
An honest mistake, that'd be.
Ooh, a completely understandable snafu.
And on that note, I'd like to submit a corollary, if God allows it.
Postscript, perhaps.
I don't know about you boys, but for me personally, 6 p.m. is when I masturbate.
Oh, I would say so for myself as well.
Well, 6 p.m. is masturbating time.
And during the winter months, my little Peter is absolutely minuscule.
Oh, it's microscopic. I seen it.
So I need it to be pitch black in there. Because if I see even a sliver of my tiny chuffing sparkling in the daytime light all small like that, I will not be able to get that job done.
I would say so for myself as well.
We're all on the same page here, so I'll just go ahead and make 6 p.m. dark so we can go on about taking out our little Mirandas at night.
And as an additive to what Chivas said, I personally reserve the morning hours for masturbating as well, so I'd like them to be dark in addition.
Very understandable.
And can we make the hands flip around?
What about the cows?
Okay, now let me just add in, what's
Maybe
that,
a
the
couple,
ocean? We want to do something with the
catchy
ocean?
rings.
Yeah, sure, why
Follow
not?
that.
Have you ever seen a moose?
Now that is an idea right
Thought of
there.
that one myself.
Well, I'll change that.
Be a little time dilation, space-time
I could
continuum,
turn
continue to come within space-time.
What year is it? Well, I think we nailed it, boys.
So you know how I'm finding religion? I'm starting to think the New Testament needs a rewrite.
What do you want to change?
I don't think Judas betrayed Jesus for the money,
Why not?
because it's just a bad business move.
How so?
Okay, So the scripture goes, and then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the leading priests and asked, "How much will you pay me to betray Jesus?" First of all, you always name your price up front, okay? Or else they're going to lowball you.
How do you set a price?
Well, the guy had the highest bounty in all of Nazareth, so you just find the latest and you up it a 10% finder's fee. That's basic.
Why do you know all this?
They wrote it down. Anyway, and think about the opportunity cost. The guy was turning water into wine. So you just turn on the faucet, you fill up a few buckets, 2 weeks later you're slinging Merlot by the gallon. That's an insane profit margin. They could put Napa Valley under like that.
Yeah, and also, why would you close a business for the weekend and then reopen on a Sunday?
Yeah, you don't shut down on a Friday.
Certainly not a Good Friday.
Hell no.
Do you think Jesus calls it Good Friday?
Okay, if it wasn't for the money, then why did he do it?
Here's my idea.
Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the leading priests and asked, "How much will you pay me to betray Jesus?" And they gave him 30 pieces of silver.
28, 29, and 30. Thank you, gentlemen. Pleasure doing business. Now I think I'll just see myself out.
And the King of the Jews.
Ah, yes, of course. On Thursday night, you will find him praying in the Garden of Gethsemane.
And how will we know him when we see him?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this, kicked around a few options, toyed with some ideas, and in the end I figured I'd just kiss him.
Wait, what?
Kiss him. I'll walk up to him and I'll kiss him, and that's how you know it's Jesus.
Okay, I don't hate it, but I was thinking you could just like point to him or something.
Yeah, or tell us what he's wearing, maybe?
Ah, that'd be way too obvious.
And a makeout session is discreet?
If I point to him, you can mix him up with some other dude in sandals. And how would you feel if you crucified two guys?
No, I don't think we lose any sleep.
Yeah, that's called a Good Friday.
Well, Judas Iscariot doesn't need guilt on his conscience. I mean, come on, what if word got out that old Judas couldn't be trusted?
I suppose that wouldn't be good.
Exactly. So I'll kiss him.
Lest we mix the guys up.
Bingo! How many other guys am I going to be kissing in the garden?
Hey, that's between you and the garden.
All right, I don't think we need to get into this.
Hey, I kind of want to know now.
We will meet you Thursday night and you will identify the man of Nazareth.
Oh boy, will I.
In a clear way.
With a big, sloppy, wet one. Now, once you make the arrest, you guys are gonna put him in chains, right?
Don't touch that. Yes, we will restrain him appropriately.
With chains.
Unless you have some ideas of your own.
We'll use... You know what? I actually don't think we need to cuff him.
I mean, I'd like to cuff him.
I'm sure you would.
Shut up. From what I hear, he's a pretty passive guy.
Submissive, even.
Rawr.
Overall, he's pretty chill. We'll just tell him to come with us.
I don't think you're doing this the right way.
He's not violent. It's his brand. You know, turn the other cheek.
Which other cheek are we talking about?
My point is, you don't need to kiss him.
Look, this is happening with or without you.
Clearly.
Now, do you want to nail the Carpenter King or not?
Nail him.
Fine, that one you can run with.
Yeah, but run where? Because that can go in many different directions.
I give up.
Hey, Judas, we're turning him over to Pilate once we're done.
And?
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but he tends to, flog people.
Flog people?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
All right, that's it. We're taking his ass tonight. Sorry, boys. Passover's canceled.
So how do you guys think you would do in your favorite movies?
Depends on the movie.
Okay, so you like Titanic, right?
So much?
Okay, so how would you do on the Titanic while it was sinking?
I mean, I'd just get on a lifeboat.
But you'd have to leave your husband behind.
That's a bonus.
Okay, what about the fantasy stuff? What about like Star Wars or Harry Potter?
I could do Princess Leia's job.
Kiss your brother?
Alabama, hello.
Okay, but what about like Harry Potter?
I'd fuck Lucius Malfoy.
Really? I would go with Sirius Black.
Dobby, and I wouldn't give him any clothes after.
Okay, what about Lord of the Rings?
Aragorn.
Legolas.
Oh, Legolas.
Thank you. Who would you be?
Oh, a hobbit.
Same.
Roxy, you're 5'9".
I have huge feet.
What would you be?
What is this new devilry?
A Balrog,
I'm sorry, the who?
a demon of the ancient world.
Great, and do you guys know each other?
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Tyler, I carry the mead, people forget me, it's fine. Who's that down the hall?
This foe is beyond any.
Great, and when were you gonna mention that?
How long has he been here?
Run!
Too long, apparently.
Over the bridge! Fire!
If
I could fly, I wouldn't need a bridge, jackass. Guys? It's this way.
You cannot pass!
I really think he can.
I am the servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor.
And I don't know him.
That's Gandalf the Grey.
Really? 'Cause he said his name was something else.
The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun!
$20 on red. Okay, how long have you been able to do that?
You realize he's a wizard, right?
Okay, I thought that was just a thing we were telling ourselves, like pipeweed is safe and the elf's not a drag queen.
I'm not a...
Sure, sweetheart. But seriously, has anyone seen him cast a spell since we split from Narnia?
It's called Rivendell.
Nerd. Look!
You shall not pass!
And now he's destroying public infrastructure.
He's banishing the monster!
Yeah, with whose tax dollars? You can't just break a bridge if you're having a bad day. This ain't New Jersey.
Sometimes there are higher priorities than a bridge.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fancy Feet. I can't just fly over it, so let's not get carried away. Speaking of carried away.
Look, wine guy, that man's the brains of the operation here.
Oh, he's the brains? He who decided that his furry 4-foot ass should carry the ring?
It's my duty to carry the ring.
Oh, really? You want to trade duties?
Only the Hobbit can bear the burden.
Yeah, how about he bear the burden of 80 bottles of honey wine and I walk around with a tin necklace?
No, you can't!
Yeah, I bet I can. Here, let me try.
No, stop.
Oh, real tough. How are my poor little hands gonna make it through this one?
Don't put it on!
Don't put it on. Whoopsie daisies. Ooh, now the enemy can't see me. This is so scary. How am I ever gonna walk through Mordor while I'm invisible? Ah, shit, I dropped it. You know what? This is probably why he didn't have me carry the ring. That was actually a good call.
Gandalf!
Fly, you fools!
For the last time, I don't know how to fly. Ah, and I guess neither do you. Hey, is it insensitive to ask him to look for the ring while he's down there? I think I dropped it over there.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but I think both of you need to see a doctor.
Like together? Why?
I'm a little concerned about your dependence on your drinks.
Okay, I'm just a girl, and girls need our little beverages.
Yeah, this is my emotional support 5-day-old iced coffee. And hot coffee, seltzer water, regular water, Diet Cokes, and Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol's not a drink. What's even in that?
I think it's just chalk.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these things are, but like I'm sure it's fine.
It's a concoction of 23 famously unidentified flavors, and you're not a little bit concerned about throwing back a liter a day?
It's made by a doctor.
No, it's not.
Okay, now I'm offended that you lumped us together.
Okay, which of us is more likely to know the origin story of Dr. Pepper?
I'm guessing you.
I was hoping it was you, because I do not know.
I think it's damaging your brain.
All my life, people have been discounting me. They've been saying I'm a screw-up. They said I was no one. But today, everyone learns who I am.
Yeah? And who are you anyway?
I'm Dr. fucking Pepper.
From the studio that brought you Phantom Thread, Amadeus, and all the other Trouble Genius biopics you say that you've seen, comes the story of America's most misunderstood soft drink.
Mr. Morrison, please, I'm begging you, just try it.
I don't pay you to invent sodas, kid. I pay you to pour them.
You gotta get some rest, honey.
I can't. It's just not perfect yet. Something's just not right.
Maybe 22 is too many flavors, Charles.
Not too many flavors. If anything, it isn't enough!
The New York Times says,
Was Dr. Pepper even a real person? No, he wasn't, replied Variety.
Now that dumb kid's back there trying to invent his own medicinal soda. Now he's got everything under the sun in it, but he refuses to use cocaine.
You're home late again. The kids were asking for you.
Did you tell them Daddy was out there securing their future? Creating the Pepper legacy?
You're so worried about creating a new Pepper, you forgot about the Peppers we already have!
It cost me everything, but I never gave up. And now, with just one sip, everyone can be a Pepper!
23. The Dr. Pepper Story. Drink it this Christmas.
Just like Dr. Pepper is the best drink in the whole world.
It's not the best drink.
Wait, I just okay, 23 flavors.
Catherine, the only one that thinks it's the best in the world has never had beer. It's too many.
Beer
It's
is
sheerly too
disgusting.
many.
How fucking dare you?
but I'm so hung up on
No,
the-
beer
I
only
like
needs one flavor. That's what makes it a great drink.
I don't like any of that.
Benjamin Franklin
Have you
drank
ever tried
beer.
coffee?
Benjamin
Have you ever
Franklin.
heard of this?
We're done with
He's
coffee.
the
We're
national
done with
treasure.
coffee.
In the morning, I'm shooting right out of bed.